and then we'll do. There we go. We're live. Gary Katzen, welcome back to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. My
Thank you so
apology.
much.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Sorry, like I'm on racing with the cold, trying to stay warm. But sorry about yesterday. I had a little bit of a boo boo. Um, I streamed our chat to the wrong YouTube account. So I do apologize. Thank you for
No
joining us
problem.
in.
Thanks
It's
for
really
having
awesome.
me again.
And it was such a great chat yesterday as well. So let's kick it off. We are going to be live streaming your national championships on Friday. That's Friday the 13th. And it's
Correct.
strict arm curl, and I'm getting good at this now. Freestanding. Did I get that right? Arm curl
Yeah, you did.
national champs.
Absolutely. You
Brilliant.
you did.
Can you tell us a little bit about the competition, what's happening, what to expect?
Sure, with pleasure. So as you mentioned, the strict arm curl nationals and freestanding curl nationals taking place this Friday the 13th. The venue itself is at the old Bononian Sports Club and Bar, and that is in President Brand Street in Rhinefield in Benoni. We are having two weigh-ins.
Hmm.
The first weigh-in will be tomorrow, which is Thursday from 7 to 9, and then Friday from 7 to 9 as well.
Right.
We will be doing an athlete's briefing at 9:15, and then the lifting itself will start from 10 a.m. We're going to be running two strict arm curl flights and one freestanding curl flights, as there are less athletes in that specific sporting discipline. Um, we are going to do the prize giving after the completion of the freestanding curls itself.
Okay.
And also just for the viewers to know that, and the athletes, that this is actually a qualifier for the first World Strict Arm Curl and Freestanding Curl Championships that we are hosting in Durban in November.
So now I have
This
to
is
do
going
this quickly because I couldn't do this on the of yesterday. That's very, very cool. That's so awesome. I mean, to be hosting the first international. How did
to.
you pull that off? I mean, that must have been a lot of work.
So we actually started Strict Arm Curl
Mm.
in 2015, and
Right.
since then we've been growing it from strength to strength. We now currently run local competitions, provincial competitions, nationals, and now we are going on the world stage.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we've already had Team India advising us that they are bringing a team,
Sure.
and that's with hardly advertising the event. So
Right.
we are expecting athletes not only from South Africa, but from the rest of Africa and the rest of the world. So it's a great opportunity for our local athletes to get involved and come and break a few records and show the rest of the world how it's done. I
Absolutely
just also
fantastic.
wanted to touch
Yes,
on the venue itself. It is free entry. There's no
that's
payment
fantastic. Right.
at all.
That's
As
phenomenal.
we,
So you can bring the
you
whole
know, we
family. There's not a cost prohibition.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's a family oriented sport. We're also going to be running on Saturday test and try,
Mm-hmm.
free test and try. So anybody who'd like to try, ask questions, we'll have staff giving advice on the rules and regulations and techniques. So anyone's welcome to come and have a look at that. It's very we try and keep it as simple as possible. The athletes pay an affiliation fee, a
Mm-hmm.
small affiliation fee, if they decide to join, and they pay a small entry fee, which takes care of the equipment and the venue hire and all of that.
Yes.
Um, Also, just to throw in, the same weekend, the WPC and AWPC Powerlifting
Mm-hmm.
is hosting their powerlifting event. It's actually in the same area, just a few meters away from the actual sports bar and grill.
Fantastic.
Um, so anyone is welcome to, come and watch that as well. It's also free entry. And I know, Nick, you've generously um, offered your services to live stream not only strict arm curl and freestanding curl, but you're doing the whole 3-day event
Yes,
with the powerlifting,
we're looking
which,
forward to that so
we all
much.
appreciate. We all
Our
do
absolute,
appreciate that.
absolute pleasure. It
Yeah.
really, yeah. It's going to be an absolute blast. We're really looking forward to it. We've just come back. When I chatted in Natal, we were in Comrades. First time we've ever live streamed that race. What was off the hook with that was we had over 26,500 views, and I think it's already on 27,000, just over. So really great attendance. We're
It,
really looking forward to bringing some
it,
magic, making it epic. But I think just to say, I know it's cold, but having been to the venue, it's a great venue, and doing the site inspection with you, if people can come through for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's really going to be a wonderful, almost a festival of strength.
Yeah, I also just like
Mm,
to mention to the viewers, to the listeners who are unfamiliar with what strict arm curl and freestanding curl
please.
is, just the basics of it on the strict arm curl is it's a strength sport focusing on EZ curling, the heaviest weight possible with the strictest form.
Right.
Like powerlifting, you get 3 attempts with your best attempt counting towards your total. If one breaks a South African record on the day, they have the option of attempting a fourth attempt.
Sure.
And with freestanding curl, it's more dynamic and explosive movement where you are allowed to use momentum with your legs, your hips, and your back. It's totally a different contrast. This is more for guys in the gym who,
Hmm.
they're very strong, and they don't realize that if you're up against a platform with a backboard and certain rules and regulations, it's not as easy
Yeah.
as doing a freestanding curl. So it just gives everyone an opportunity to come try it out.
I think is that a
Um,
great intro for athletes as well? Because I mean, with your experience and your tremendous success in powerlifting, it's always a shock for people to discover competition bench rules versus gym bench, and how the numbers differ are so different. With the freestanding arm curl, do you see that as a gateway for athletes to come into the strict arm curl?
Yeah, absolutely. The best thing to do is to come try it out.
Yes.
There are several gyms in and around Johannesburg, for example, Pitbull in the south and Barbell Bullies in the north, that actually train athletes if they want to compete in the sport itself. And then in a lot of the provinces, there are guys that also run gyms that offer their services as well. And if anybody would like to find out more about that, they can reach out to me. You can actually find Strict Arm Curl under Facebook groups.
Hmm.
If you look under South African Strict Arm Curl Federation, and then also we on Instagram under Strict Arm Curl. So anyone is welcome to the sport, both male and females. We cater for all ages, from a teen all the
Hmm.
way up to a master lifter. I think our youngest lifter ever has been 11 years of age,
Wow.
and our oldest lifter has been 80 plus.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a fair sport. The sport is judged similar to powerlifting again, with 3 judges.
Hmm.
You have your 2 side judges and your main judge, and they look for different issues that of the rules
Hmm.
and regulations, ensuring that everybody follows it strictly. Yeah.
I think when we chatted yesterday, you also mentioned that I think with your passion, your charm, and your ability to convince people, you're getting in some of the arm wrestlers now. You're getting in some of the slap fighters to come through. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So with me doing arm wrestling over the past 2 years, I met a lot of um, very strong arm wrestlers. And the two sports go hand in hand
Hmm.
because obviously arm wrestling, you're using the power of your arms, and strict arm curls. So there's a few strict arm curlers coming through um, to the competition this Friday. I'll throw out a name or two
Yep.
out there. You've got the likes, and these are the guys that are doing nice numbers. You've got Robbie Ruiz, Donnie Ferree, you've got Mr. Van Lochenberg Senior, JP Van Wyk. You know, they all curl very substantial numbers, and we're hoping that a few of them break South African records and hopefully world records.
Sure.
So yeah, we think the sport goes hand in hand. And talking about
Yeah.
slap fighting
Yeah.
as well, my good friend Bobby, who you interviewed not
What
long
a
ago,
lovely gentleman.
yeah, he's the president of the Punisher Slap Fight promotion. I've managed to convert him to taking part in the strict arm curl, so he'll be there, and yeah, everybody is all amped up and ready to go.
And ready to rock. Absolutely fantastic.
Ready for
Yeah.
action. Yeah, yeah.
Just to touch on the World Championships that's taking place at the end of the year, we had the opportunity to go through to Durban and to go look at the
Yes.
hotel and to meet a very large gentleman. I mean, his hands are about this big. His
Yeah,
forearms are as big as me.
he's a power lifter. Am I
Yep,
right? You powerlift
absolutely.
for,
Yeah. So,
he's
yeah.
yes. So that event, we actually held our nationals
Hmm.
last year in that same event.
Right.
So I know who you're referring to. Uh, yes, I mean it's a great venue.
What a
It's central.
phenomenal venue! Like the hall for the powerlifting, and then I believe the strict arm curl is going to be outside by the pool. It's still under an awning though, so it's just in that
Yeah,
beautiful Durban fresh air. And the hotel is very, very central. Just on a personal note, when we left, I saw it was right across the road from the Jewish club, and I popped in there
yeah,
to Circle Cafe because they've got the best French toast and maple syrup
yes.
in the world. So that was
Oh
absolutely
wow.
phenomenal. It's right by the beach. What a fantastic location. That's also going to be an
Yeah, it's
unbelievable event.
It's very central, and we believe
Mm.
you're going to be there as well with us.
Yep.
Nick, I don't know if you know it
Mm.
yet, but after we met, we spoke about
Mm.
your journey from powerlifting, and and what you've been through, and you've committed to taking part in the strict arm curl. So we're hoping to get you in a qualifier
Yep.
and then get you to the worlds as well. So you're not only going to broadcast,
Yeah.
but you're going to take part, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss that with my short little arms. This
No,
is this no
absolutely.
100%. This is why for me a deadlift always feels like a 3 kilometer pull because I've basically got to sit on the floor to be able to grab the bar.
Oh.
I think my deadlifting nickname is T-Rex, but no,
No, Nick,
that's
I
on yeah.
heard you're a force to be
Yeah,
reckoned with.
thank you. That's very, very kind of you. It's only when I'm the only athlete competing, absolutely, in my
You know what
division.
I
Yeah,
say to you?
yeah,
Let me say that a lot of people in a lot of sports, you've worked hard for it. You've
yeah,
trained. If you happen to turn up and there are no other athletes, well, it's your good luck.
absolutely.
You have to be there to take part in it. And yeah,
Yeah,
if you end up being in your own division, and winning, well, you deserve
That
it.
you do, I'm with you 100% on that.
In my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really important because chatting to a lot of athletes, even at international level, that they say, "Well, I'm not going to compete because I'm the only one there." It's just getting there and showing up. It's a wonderful thing. It's pride for your country or your province or
Yeah.
your family. Definitely something to do. I completely agree.
Yeah, I just throw it out there
Mm,
as well that in the strict arm curl and freestanding curl, if you, for example, are a master,
yes.
you can also enter the open competition.
Okay.
And that's
Fantastic.
where you will always find competition.
Right.
So, you know, there is a opportunity to not only into your own division and weight
Hmm.
class, but you can take part in the seniors or the open divisions as well. And if you can achieve a placing, it's fantastic. And
Absolutely.
just to mention again,
Mm,
if any of the athletes, if they place first, second, or third, at this event on Friday, they automatically qualify for the world champs,
sure.
which will be a fantastic achievement.
An absolutely fantastic achievement. But also,
Yeah.
I think such a big thing that the World Championships is in South Africa. We've got IPF Worlds on at the moment, and having to be we've been involved in some of the fundraisers for athletes to get them overseas. It's you're looking at around 100,000 rand cost, where it's a much lower cost just to go down to Natal and compete there. So it's a wonderful thing that you guys at the Federation have done.
Yeah, you put it out there that correct in powerlifting, if you qualify for the worlds,
Mm,
or for that matter, weightlifting
yeah,
or whatever the sport is, generally speaking, the athletes are paying their own way for their flights, for their accommodation, for their food. So it becomes, and then for their kit. So
yes.
it becomes an expensive exercise. So what we're going to be doing is looking for sponsors to get
Hmm.
involved. Uh, to try and less burden the pocket.
Yes,
And we're looking at getting involved with the 100% Raw Federation based in the US. And yeah, it would be nice to do some international events between us and the US, and
that will
yeah,
be a
get
lot of fun.
everyone involved with
Absolutely.
some new events.
I
Yeah.
think for most strength athletes, let's touch on the most important thing for strength athletes, family of strength athletes. There's going to be food and drinks available, and the food is going to
Yeah,
be is fantastic at that pub.
Yeah, there's a wide variety. I believe there's four different stands
Oh,
or
fantastic.
food that's available. Just note that some of the stalls do accept cash and credit card,
Mm,
and I think there's one particular one that only offers to pay by cash.
okay.
But yes, there'll be a lot of movement there. We're expecting well over 200 powerlifting
Sure.
athletes, and then all the strict arm cool athletes. So yeah, we look forward to it. I think it'll be a great weekend of strength sport.
Absolutely going to be fantastic. We're
Yeah.
very excited to be involved. We're really honored to have the opportunity to be involved in the sport and to share this because, I think we spoke about it yesterday as well. We've all been through so much, particularly I think with the youth having gone through maybe high school during the pandemic and having challenges interacting and connecting with other people. The gym, strength community is so valuable for just developing interaction skills, be learning how to be part of a group and a community and the support. Tell us a little bit about the community just before we wrap
So,
up.
yeah,
Mm,
so the community, not only in strict Tom curl and powerlifting, slap fighting,
mm-hmm,
arm wrestling, everybody's very supportive. You know, you especially if you are doing bench press or squat or
mm-hmm,
deadlift, you are up against that weight yourself. And people I find in the strength community are really friendly. There's no arrogance, which I like.
yeah,
And yeah, we all try and support each other, and we're actually happy for each other. You want to see other people doing well, and
yes.
obviously you want to do well yourself. So yeah.
I think it's because we've all been humbled by the weight. We've all known that feeling of a missed squat or bench or deadlift,
Yeah.
or losing to someone that you thought was much, that you were going to beat.
Yeah, and you know it as well, being a powerlifter yourself, that you can never be 100% sure.
Yeah.
I think everyone at some point bombs a specific lift. I think I mentioned the last time my first ever bench press competition I think in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would just go in and I was going to be, I'll get the lift easily. And I missed the first, the second, and the third. And I went home and I wasn't happy with myself. And then I thought, no, I want to ensure that
Yes.
at every competition that you at least get your first attempt in.
Yes.
So yeah, I think everybody's been through that, the
What?
ups and the downs.
100%. I think, what is it? Coach Rodney Anthony has also been in strength sports for a long time with his brother. He has the rule of your opener cannot be more than what you can do for 5 in the gym on a bad day, and it just
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Now, I trained with Rodney
Mhm.
for several years.
Right. Yeah.
He was a big influence in my lifting, performance over the years.
Sure.
So yeah, him and his brother Andrew,
Yeah.
great guys. They're well known in the industry and they're respected,
Yes.
and that's awesome.
Yeah. You can always hear them at competitions. Ah!
Yeah, you know who's shouting.
You
When
know
Rodney
who's
can
shouting,
shout. Yeah.
100%. Just before we wrap up, and something that I think is really important. So, how valuable is strict arm curl? And I think it's a great starting point. A strict arm curl, even arm wrestling, powerlifting, for parents, for kids who may be stuck on the couch, maybe stuck in front of screens a little bit too much, not in love with the gym, not in love with the idea of going to exercise. I think this is a very special place for these kids to start. I'd love to get your thoughts on that and why parents should bring their kids through to the competition.
Yeah, I think everybody's got to start off somewhere.
Mm.
I think the sport, powerlifting, strict arm curl, arm wrestling, is a sport that sort of anyone can start at any time. It's good, definitely, for you physically, for mentally,
Hmm.
for emotionally. It's a sport that can give you the confidence that you need in other aspects of your life. So, yeah, I think it's important to know for the kids that are out there that, they can become something, they
Yes.
can achieve something. They just need to put in the effort, and the hard
Yeah.
work, and the rewards will come
Okay.
naturally.
100%. So I think, folks, if you've got kids and you're struggling to get them off the couch or away from the screen, bring them on Friday to the strict arm curl. This would be my prediction. They come and see the strict arm curl and the freestanding arm curl on Friday. They're going to want to come and watch the rest of the powerlifting over the course of the weekend.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then also just to mention on behalf of South African Strict Arm Curl and Freestanding Curl
Mm.
Federation, we really want to thank you, Nick, for, live streaming the event, for getting involved. I know you play a vital role in in bringing all sports to the forefront. You interview sportsmen and sports ladies from all over the world, and I think the athletes, they love listening to what other athletes do, what they go through, and you're doing an amazing job yourself, and I mean, we really appreciate it. It's actually phenomenal. Thank you.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's my honor to do so. I know the value in sport because I've experienced it. What got me through those very, very dark days in early recovery and early sobriety when I didn't have the money to go out or do anything. So I'd spent my last credit card facility on going to rehab. But the push ups
Yeah,
and the squats and the sit ups and the leg
yeah,
raises that I could do at home on the floor helped me through that
yeah.
darkness. And I think it's a great way to get out of the darkness.
Yeah, well, Nick, I think, with you just opening up about your past
Mm.
and the fact that you were going through a tough time in your life, and look how you turned your own life around. Not only are you sober for all the years, I
Mm.
think you said,
Yeah, 18.
was it 18
Yeah.
years, but you accomplished powerlifter, and soon you're going to be an accomplished strict arm curler as well. I have no doubt about it.
Thank you. Using the short levers. There we go.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Gary, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you jumping on and making yourself available. From my side to you as the organizer, what I do is easy. We rock up, we set up a couple of cameras and push some buttons, but you keeping the competition going, you setting it up. And for me, I'd like to give a big shout out and a thank you to those who run the federations, to those who set
Thank
up
you.
and run the competitions, because that's the real
Thank
work.
you.
So, yeah. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing
And
you early on Friday morning. I think we'll probably
yeah,
be in round about what time are you going to be on site?
I'll be there from 6:30 in the
Morning.
morning,
Okay,
but
yeah.
you decide, obviously if you can get there to set up
Yeah,
before
no, we
nine
want to
o'clock, it would be great.
no, 100%. We want to be I think if we can be there, will there be someone to open at 6?
I'm going to arrange someone to be there by 6:30. I
Okay.
think it's probably
Cool.
the earliest we can
That's
get
fine.
them to
We just want to beat there's not real
yeah.
traffic coming out from the north to that
No,
side, so
no, I think that time of the morning
mm,
you'll be okay with traffic.
perfect. Yeah.
You'll be going against the flow.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so we got the two events to set up. One thing I want to just ask before we wrap up, how come you having the weigh in the day before? That's something that we sort of see in martial arts and in boxing,
Yeah.
but not really in
So
strength, which I love the
so I
idea.
think yeah, I think the main reason is
Mm,
there's so many athletes, and
okay,
if you're going to get 250 athletes
sure.
all weighing in at the same time,
Yeah,
it's going to be chaotic.
chaos.
The admin staff will battle
Mm,
to get everyone on the scale.
mm.
So what's it's a 24-hour before weigh-in.
Oh,
It also
fantastic.
helps
Yeah.
the advantage for a lot of the lifters that are battling to either make weight, to
Mm-hmm.
cut, or to put on. It gives them the opportunity, if they get on the scale and they see they underweight, they've got a couple hours to fix that and then
Mm-hmm.
go and
Mm-hmm.
reweigh on the Friday.
Right.
So yeah, it's just an
Nice thing
added
for the athletes.
advantage.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely. Fantastic.
absolutely.
Awesome. It's going
Yeah.
to be an epic weekend. Cannot wait.
Yeah,
And
let's
yeah,
go.
100%. Let's give another one of these. And I think we've got to give one of these as well. Got to give the hearts up and a little bit of fireworks. I think there we go. So
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Nick.
all right, Gary, wonderful. Will you stay on the call and I'll just chat to you quickly off air? We're going to
Sure.
shut down the stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. By the way, I see Alan Freeman was on the stream. Alan also in recovery. He set up Freeman House out in Magaliesburg. And this is me calling Alan out that I think he needs to come and try the strict arm curl because exercise and fitness for him was also a big part of his training, and Alan is looking very buff and strong. So I'm going to
Well,
message him.
well, I'll put it out there
Yeah,
that I will personally help
sure.
Alan on his way to joining us.
Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay on
All
the
the
call. I'm going to end the live stream now. It'll just go
okay.
dark. I'll be back with you in a second. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you.
folks. We look forward to seeing
Thank
you
you.
at the venue or online.
Yeah.
Okay, ciao.